These are bills and legislation which shows that I know how to work across the aisle and work with people who don't necessarily agree with me on many things.
And I don't think we need another Kerry Lake loss in Arizona. And if Andy Biggs wins the primary, we lose the general election as Republicans.
Welcome back to Square Off and Decision 2026. The 4 Republican candidates for Arizona governor met this past week in the first and only debate that included the frontrunner, Congressman Andy Biggs of Gilbert. You just heard Biggs doing what frontrunners do. The Trump partisan pivoted to general election voters by claiming he was bipartisan. His debate opponents, including construction contractor Scott Neely, didn't buy it.
I work so well with the opposition.
Trump-endorsed Congressman Andy Biggs of Gilbert barely mentioned President Donald Trump's name during the Republican gubernatorial primary debate.
I worked with Kyrsten Sinema to get the right to try bill out.
Instead, Biggs' name dropped Democrats like House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and the Trump-led MAGA movement's enemy, the late Arizona Senator John McCain.
I work across the aisle. I said that very clearly tonight. I gave lots of examples where I've worked across the aisle.
It was an obvious attempt to pivot to the center by a Trump partisan who votes for the president's priorities 94% of the time.
I'm heartbroken that I have a candidate that every focus group, every data point I've actually seen cannot win.
Congressman David Schweikert of Fountain Hills has argued that Biggs is too extreme to win over independent voters in a general election.
And I don't think it's right that a nonprofit organization is basically running Andy Biggs' campaign.
Mesa business owner Scott Neely and Schweikert both pointed to the almost $500,000 that Trump ally Turning Point PAC has spent to back up Biggs' campaign.
When you're wholly owned by Turning Point and you've lost election and lost election and lost election, it puts everything in our future at risk.
Biggs' response?
I'm running as myself. I am who I am. I think I'm a very authentic person.
The deadline to register to vote in the primary election is Monday, June 22nd. Early voting begins on Wednesday, June 24th. For more information on voting, go to beballotready.vote.